Um, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. And today's topic is how to position yourself to travel abroad for free. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? That's what we're going to be talking about. How to position yourself to travel abroad for free. Hmm. I know everybody wants to travel abroad. Um, so that's what we're going to be talking about. All right. So just stay tuned, stick around, invite your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. Don't be selfish. So just stick around. It's gonna be fun. I have a lot in stock for everyone today. You're going to learn a lot of things. So basically, today we're discussing how to position yourself to travel abroad for free. For some people, traveling is not necessarily a big deal because they have won lots of opportunities. Okay, so traveling is not really a big deal for them. That's the truth. Traveling is not a big deal for some people. So when people are talking about traveling, for some people they're already traveling. They're already touring around the world free. I mean, for someone like me, what I'm going to be teaching today are from my experience. You know, from my experience, I'm not going to be saying things that I just researched about. I am going to be saying things that have worked for me. All right. So um, that's what we're going to be talking about. So if you have questions, not to worry, just type them in the comments section, and as we go, we're going to take them. All right. So just a minute, just a minute. Okay. So what are the benefits of traveling? Everybody wants to travel. What are the benefits? What's that thing about travel that makes everybody want to travel? It has to be something. There has to be something in traveling that makes everybody want to be interested. What's that thing? The truth is that traveling opens doors for several opportunities. For example, okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Chibuzo Asubiki, and traveling has helped to scale the impact of my NGO from before I traveled 6,000 beneficiaries to thousands. I mean, as at now we have over almost 55,000 indirect beneficiaries and about 35,000 beneficiaries. I mean, I've been to the US, I've been to UK, I've been to South Africa, I've been to Mozambique, I've been to a lot of countries without spending a dime. These trips I went for, they paid for the airfare, accommodation, everything. So this is what I'm going to be talking about today. Okay. So just if you have questions as we go, just let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to be taking the questions, right? So let's just go straight to the discussion for today. And I started by saying, okay, so what are the benefits of traveling? Traveling exposes you to different people and also has a way of broadening your horizon. When you travel, you get to see the world, from a different prism. You don't only get to see the world from your own perspective, you get to see the world from other people's perspective, right? You also learn from other people. It exposes you to a lot of opportunities. It does. That's the truth, because your network would improve. You would no longer you would now meet people that are successful, people that can help your ideas, people that can support your business. If you run a non-profit like me, people that can donate to your cause, right? When you travel, you get to meet some of these people. And it's not even about traveling and running away. Trust me, for some people travel, they go and come. And it's still like when they just apply for visa, they get it. So it's not a big deal. Like for me, it's not a big deal. I have a Canadian visa. When people are talking about blah blah, I'm like, what's there? In the comfort of my office, I applied for my Canadian visa and I got it. This is the same visa that people get. People are getting lots of what's it called? This is the same visa that it's the same visa that a lot of people are getting rejections. So it's about you knowing what to do and doing the right thing. Okay, it's about you knowing what to do and doing the right thing, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. All right, so don't forget to stick around. Yeah, so let's continue. We've talked about the benefits of traveling. You get to network with people, you get to boost your CV, meet people that can support your ideas. It improves how people perceive you. It does. It does. Traveling has a way of improving how people perceive you. Like people will no longer see you, as people will see you in a better light, right? You're perceived as a person of value, right? Okay, so what are the different ways that you can travel? That's what I want to know. What are the different ways that you can travel for free? One of those ways is through fellowships. A lot of people ask us fellowship. I don't really, somebody sent me a mail. I don't really understand this fellowship of it here. What exactly is fellowships? Fellowships are opportunities. These are training opportunities that you access when you travel, right? So you can be assessed in a university, basically training opportunity. You get to network with people that are in that same field. That field that you are, you get to network with people that are in that field, from different parts of the world, and you can be trained. So that's what fellowships are. You have different kinds of fellowships. You have academic fellowships. Academic fellowships are those that are doing their PhDs or masters, or those that are in the academia. Those that are in the academia. We have professional fellowships. Professional fellowships are those that are in a particular profession. For example, you can have the writing space, you can have the engineering space. That's how. So you have different kinds of fellowships. So fellowships do not refer to church fellowships. People get confused and say, when you talk about fellowship, are you talking about church fellowship? No, I'm talking about training opportunities that you can access outside the country. All right. Okay. If there's anything you're not clear about as I talk, just feel free to let me know in the comment section. So another way you can travel at fellowships, right? Another way you can travel is through trainings. These trainings refer to they are just like fellowships too. Or for fellowships, they will state that this is a fellowship. If they don't state in that opportunity that it's a fellowship, then it's not a fellowship. Yeah, it will be clearly stated. For trainings, it could just be like a short training, a 1 week training. That may not be a fellowship, but usually fellowship tend to be longer. It could be a year, it could be 2 years, but most fellowships are for 2 years, meaning that after conversion, after meeting, they will still follow up with that. There will still be follow-on activities. So that's what distinguishes fellowships from just trainings. Trainings could just be like 1 week, just 1 week, 2 weeks. So that's another way to travel apart from fellowships. It could be just trainings. Okay. Then another way you can also travel for free is through um, conferences. We have conferences all over the world. Yes, COVID has come and made things a little bit difficult, right? But I mean, very soon everything will get back to shape, and people would continue attending conferences, and now people even still attend conferences online. So another way is through conferences. Conferences are just like workshops, but this is where people come in to present, the papers, to do contribute to knowledge in their space. So you can have a particular conference. You could have writers conference. You could have young leaders conference. You could have any kind of conference where you have people come to you discuss a particular field. So you can either participate as keynote speakers, presenters, or even participants. Like, yes, you can actually get invited to attend conferences as participants. So it's not necessarily that you're attending those conferences as a speaker or a presenter, but it's better you get to sell yourself more because people will get to hear you talk, people will get to see you, you know, in your full glory. Yeah, you got to dazzle them with brilliancy. If you speak or present a paper, but you can also get invite to attend conferences as um, speaking or presenting a paper. Then when you get there, you ask brilliant questions, you sell yourself. People know that somebody is here, and you never can tell where that will take you to. Okay, so another way also is through meetings. Meetings are just yeah, these meetings, people are just converging to discuss, right? People are just converging to discuss. It may not really be like they don't want to call it like a conference so that it will not sound formal, right? But people will just perhaps just meet and talk. Yeah. So I've mentioned fellowships, I've mentioned conferences, I've mentioned trainings, I've mentioned workshops, I've mentioned meetings. Then the other one is postgraduate studies. Yes. But even with COVID, I've had to guide people who have gotten scholarships. Yes. And it was just seamless. So even with COVID, people are still traveling, for conferences. Uh, uh, the conferences has a bit paused, but people are traveling for postgraduate studies. Yes, people are traveling for postgraduate studies, so you can get admission for your masters or your PhD in the US or Canada. These are the two areas that I specialize in training people, and I'll talk about that as we go. So if you're interested in masters or PhD abroad, stick around because I'm going to be sharing one or two tips. Don't miss it. Okay, so that's another way that you can travel. You can get a scholarship that will cover for your living expenses, your tuition. Yeah, you can get that. A lot, like I always talk about that, billions of dollars is being allocated every year for research. How much of that is coming to you? How much of that will come to you? How much of that would you access? How much of that would you benefit from? So don't shut yourself out and say, "Oh, you're not smart enough. You're not." If you don't apply, how would you know? And when you apply here, maybe you don't get it the first year, you don't get it the second year. You may get it the third year. Okay, that's another way that you can travel abroad for free. You can travel through getting postgraduate studies. All right. So if you want me to coach you, if you want me to coach you for postgraduate studies, I'm pasting a link here. Uh, I'm pasting. If you want me to coach you, I'm pasting. Oh yeah, thank you, Epoch, for here for joining. Okay, so if you want me to coach you, just let me know. I just posted something in the comment section. All right, so it didn't copy well. Didn't copy well. So I posted something in the comment section. If you want me to coach you, ensure that you register for postgraduate, register for the one-on-one coaching that I usually do for those that want to apply for masters in the US or Canada. Is very, very affordable. I'm going to take you through searching for school, getting a supervisor, how to get scholarships, right? We're going to take you through all that up to the point of um, getting your visa. You do it yourself, so it's not a matter of getting an agent that would uh, stress you, or that doesn't you're not sure. Okay, so you basically do it yourself, right? So and I don't know why the link is breaking. For some reason the link is breaking. So, but just stick around, register. Ensure that you register for the free register for application, register for guidance. If you're applying for postgraduate studies, if you're planning to apply for postgraduate studies and get scholarship into the US and Canada, register for the training. Register for the training to get scholarship and visa to US and Canada. Yeah, if you're interested in that, ensure that you register for it. It's going to be, we have the one where you just, on your own, you do it. We just teach you what to do. Then we also have the package where we guide you, we walk you through the process. Okay, so ensure that you register for the training. Okay, so let me continue. So for the there we have two packages. We have the, well, if Sam is there, Sam can help to explain better in the comment section. But we have two packages. Okay, we have the package where, let me explain. We have two packages. We have the package where we would teach you for 2 days how to apply, and then you go ahead and do it yourself. It's just 11,000 naira. Then we also have the package where we teach you how to apply for admission and scholarship and visa, and then we give you guides as well as review all your action documents, and then you go ahead and apply. So we have do it yourself is 11,000 naira. Do it with Chibuzo is 30,000 naira. So just whichever one, just let us know. Okay, so let's continue with our lecture on. Then let's now talk about how to position yourself. How do you now position yourself to travel abroad for free? How do you position yourself? One of the things that you have to do for you to be able to get these opportunities is you have to be a person of value. Yeah, you have to be a person of value. So what do you do? What is in your hands? Some people ask me, okay, it's because you're running a non-profit and you're making impacts. That is why you win these opportunities. Yes, I do. But there are also people that are doing running businesses that are also winning these opportunities. So be a person of value. You need to be a person of value. When I didn't say you need to have money, I said you need to be a person of value wherever you are. Right? And how can you be a person of value? Make impact. You can have a business where you're employing people, you're making impact. You can be a staff, like you work for somebody, but you're making substantial contributions, you're making impact. You can be a teacher in a school and you're molding lives, you're making impact. So it's about how you're able to tell that story convincingly, the story of your impact, the story of um, what you're doing, right? So it's about how you're able to do those things. That's what matters. So that's why I said, ensure that you do what? Ensure that you are impact driven. You are impact driven. It will open doors for you. It will open a lot of doors for you. So anybody who is watching me, right? Anybody who is watching me, go back now. What are those things that make you mad, sad, or glad? Those changes, those things you want to see around you. What are those things you want to see around you? Start from there. That can now help you to know the direction you will take. Do you want to be in the agricultural sector? Then you now look out for agricultural opportunities. Do you want to be in the educational sector? You're looking out for educational opportunities. For me, I do a lot around water and development. So I look out for those opportunities that are those areas. And Google can help you. You have platforms that you can easily find those opportunities. Just Google. Just Google, okay, you're looking for an opportunity in this area. It's that easy. It's that simple. All right. Okay. Another thing is, have something to offer. So you have an idea, you did something that worked, and you want to tell other people. People will be happy to have you, invite you to their their conference. People will have to have you come to their country to replicate what you did in your country or to replicate what you did there, and they'll pay you for everything. So these are the areas that these are the things that you need to do to position yourself. Remember, I said you don't need to have money, but you just need to have value. Volunteer. Look for non-profit, look for businesses that are social driven. What do I mean by something that's social driven? By social driven, I mean something that has a human face, right? Something that has a good, it has good, like the society is gaining something from it. Okay, so these are the areas that you can use to um these are the areas that you can actually make an impact, right? These are the areas that people would perceive you as. I mean, I know someone, for example, who basically what he does is just drawing, art. But what he was able to do, he was able to find people, seek people, draw to them, sing to them. That thing has taken him over all over the world. Just because he has been able to merge his talent with social good. So he's what he does is that he goes to hospitals to do these things. And you know, people don't like going to the hospital. But when you now know that when you go to hospital, you have somebody that will come and sing for you. That's what he's doing. So you know that someone is going to come and sing for you. That has a way of making people to just do what? He has a way of making people to just be happy. So is that story that he has used to apply for a lot of opportunities. That story has opened a lot of doors for him. How did I start? I started doing my NYSC. I was posted to Bauchi. But when I got there, there was, that was in 2011, the post-election violence that killed thousands of people. So I lived in a church. There was an explosion. I almost died out of fear, not physical death. But there was an explosion during that time. And that was when coppers were killed. But then I found out a community of about 6,000 people who didn't have access to potable water. And I sunk the first borehole for them. Now, guess what? The people named the place after me, and they gave me a chance to title. They named me Lady Haskell, right? And they named the place. They changed it from Angwan Gemi to Angwan Miriam. Whenever I tell the story when applying for any opportunity, I always stand a chance. That's how I got the Mandela Fellowship. Many of the opportunities that I got to travel, I always tell the story. So that's why I always tell people, even though you have your business, find something that you're doing that makes an impact, right? Even if you're now for me, I am aside from working in the non-profit space, I'm also a researcher. So there are other things that help me. There are other things that help me apart from uh, uh, I get professional and I get academic. In the academic place, what am I researching on? I'm looking at the humanitarian space, right? So eventually, everything you're doing, find a way to connect it, right, to social space. Find a way to connect it to what people stand to gain. Find a way to connect it to the good of the society. That's it. That's what does the trick. And then you record these things. You write. You don't be disorganized. You see me here. I have like a diary. So you have your book where you write down the things that you do. You have like your book where you jot down things. You don't just do things and forget. So that when it's time for you to apply for that opportunity, you just go back and then you begin to flip through the pages. Then you just you have done this. Wow, this impacted 10 people, 20 people. You'll be amazed when you now put the figures and then you'll see how much work that you have done. And like I said, you don't even need to be in the non-profit or social space. Business, the people you are employing, the problems your business is solving. Even if you're not doing business, your organization, the impact you're making in your organization, these are the things that can position you to travel abroad for free. So let me just recapitulate for those who just joined. I was talking about how to position yourself to travel for free. I talked about the benefits of traveling. I also talked about the ways you can travel for free, fellowships, fellowships, training, conferences, postgraduate studies. And then I mentioned that we have a training if you want to apply for postgraduate studies in the US or Canada. Join the training. The training is 11,000 naira. If you want to do it yourself, both applying and visa. We'll have a 2 days program holding on February 13th, which teach you everything. If you also want to do it with me, you want me to look through your documents to review, it's 30,000 naira. Um, you can register for that. The link is here, but it's not clickable. So maybe after this video, please stick around, or you can contact me to get the link to register for it, and it's going to be amazing. So I don't know if you have any questions. If you have any questions, it's question time. Otherwise, we'll just end this video. Yes. Yeah, I had fun and I enjoyed myself coming live on YouTube. I've been doing this on Facebook, but this is my first time coming on YouTube, and it was fun. Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah. All right. See you all. If you have any questions, don't forget to let me know. And subscribe to this channel. We're sharing a lot of tips as it relates to travel, writing, and basically the things that I do. Bye.